That was Time, brought to you by LiQWYD. If you enjoyed the tunes just like I did, click the link in the description below and check them out. I'm BakuBrad96, and today's video is another Bakugan Geogan Rising deck profile. This time we do have a requested deck list. I absolutely love when the Bakucrew requests deck list. It's very interactive. I enjoy the community, communicating, requesting deck profiles, because it's definitely fun to make, and that is what I have for you today. Again, I am working on new studio decorations. That's why the cubbo and everything is still displayed out, so I don't know if I will keep it like this, but I just might. As far as the intro, like I said on Friday's video, I am working on content creation and some new things. So that's what's up with that. Hope you all enjoyed it, because I am digging, working, and learning all this on this new amazing content. But moving on, let's go ahead and get right into the deck profile. You all know the characters because they were in the intro, but you don't know their stats, so let's go ahead and take a look at them. This deck profile is a lot like the Aurelus Pyrus deck that did feature the same, some of the same Bakugan, but since it does have Darkus in it, it is a little different. And like I said, it is requested, so I wanted to do it regardless of if I've used the Bakugan before or not. Starting off, we have Demark Ultra, Flaming Fist, and a Hyenix core, B power of 500, a damage of 3, and if it lands on a Flaming Fist, he gets plus 600 B power. Given the lineup is mainly Flaming Fist, I did focus on damage as well as Demark's B power buff, so the Flaming Fist cores we use are the plus 250, the big ones, because we want as much gain as possible, as much value as we can get for Demark. Following that, just like in my own Pyrus Aurelus deck list that I came up with, is Tauronoid Ultra. Double Flaming Fist for a B power of 500, 5 damage, and he has Victor, so if he wins the brawl, you do get to scan. So you look at the top card of your deck and keep it on top or put it on the bottom, I do believe. A very nice Bakugan. His B power doesn't get up very high, but we do have cards in the deck to fix that. You are mainly focusing on that big damage rating there and the damage buffs you can give him. So very well, he does work well with Demark. I definitely understand the pick for this one going into the deck. Just good synergy. Following that, we do have a Bakugan that fits. It does have a Flaming Fist as well, so keeping it rounded with that same playstyle. He does have a Flaming Fist, Orange Shield, B power of 600, and 5 damage as well. So definitely have some big damage in this deck, so that's what I thought about when making the deck profile. The B power on the Bakugan, not bad, but could be a little higher. You take what you can get though, I suppose. All in all, very awesome Bakugan, and I was excited to create this deck list. We will go ahead and look at the Baku Core. Nothing too, special. Pretty standard for the 4 Flaming Fists. Like I said, I run the plus 250 B power and plus 3 damage. Just get as much value as possible, both B power and damage wise. Following that, I did decide to go with 2 trap cores, being the Hyenix and Orange Shield, that come with the Demark and Pinstatar respectively. So the Hyenix is a minus 200 B power, minus 2 damage, and the Orange Shield is a minus 300 B power. Again, your Bakugan don't necessarily need these cores to land on. Your deck gives you plenty enough power along with the Flaming Fist cores, so you want to put these on your opponent's side and just try to get them to land on them and have them fall for the trap, so to speak. That's definitely what you're going for. We will go ahead and take a look at the Bakugan now. I won't spend too much time because they are Bakugan I've unboxed, I've had in different deck profiles, so everyone has seen them a bunch. Here is Darkus Pinstatar, though. Definitely one of my favorite Darkus Bakugan from Geogan Rising so far. I really like Pinstatar's design, and since Darkus is my favorite faction, couldn't be better. We'll keep him right there. Following that up, we do have the Aurelus Demark. Equally as awesome, but I gotta say I do like my Elemental one a lot better. The Aurelus one is painted very nicely. I do like all of the silver. It was nice that they added that. But there he is. Finally, for the Bakugan lineup, we do have the Pyrus Bakugan, and that is Tauronoid. Again, another really amazingly designed Bakugan. It opens up a lot. It even has manual feet here. Can't complain about that. Just a very nice design altogether. So there's the 3 Bakugan you use. The deck does feature Geogan this time around. I was excited to add some. Don't know how competitive they are, but starting off with the first Geogan, I know this one is competitive, and that is just because of his low energy cost, which we will get into later when we preview the deck. But for now, we will look at the Bakugan toys themselves. This is the Geogan Hyenix, so I do have him in the deck. I will tell you later on why. Next up, this is a relatively new Geogan for me. This is the Pyrus Talan that I just recently unboxed on the channel. And I usually only run 3 Geogan on a deck profile unless I'm like going crazy. But for the third and final slot on this one, I am running Darkus Ghost Beast. So yeah, high energy cost, but he is literally what his name is, a beast of a Bakugan, and I did want to try him out on at least one profile. We'll sit in there. Now that we have that out of the way, let's go ahead and get into the meat of the video and what everyone is of course here for, the deck list. So this deck does have a bit of a rapid fire strategy because I did have access to a few different, rapid fire cards. I'll show them later on that I didn't have when I made the Pyrus Aurelus one. So that was very interesting. And then again, it is damage based as much as possible. Let's get into it. 2 energy sphere, 1 energy, rapid fire. The second card you play that has rapid fire is free, and then you may re-roll your Bakugan. Like I always say, the rapid fire might not necessarily come up, but I play it in a lot of my Pyrus decks because of the re-roll. I just really like being able to re-roll my Bakugan. The first Geogan we're coming to is Hyenix, 1 energy for a B power of 1300, 4 damage, and Shadow Strike. Goes without saying why I run this Geogan. It is one of the most competitive ones to date. The fact that it has Shadow Strike so it can't be reduced, it is only 1 energy. I mean, definitely a turn 1 win, no doubt, the minute you drop this. There's not a lot of answers, there's not a lot of cards that can go above it. And depending on the core you drop it on, it could get even more scary. You could go B power route for over tremendous B power, or you could go the damage route for a huge damage hit. Just a very nice Geogan. And personally, I really like the werewolf design. Reminds me of Lupithion, but it's different. Next is Sifting Ashes. 1 energy to draw 2 cards, then discard 2 cards. The only reason this is in the deck is to dig to answers and cards that will help. So just some draw power. Next up is Thunderbolt, 1 energy for plus 3 damage. It is a damage deck, so you obviously want cards that add damage. Next is Air Zero, 2 energy to reveal the top card of your deck. If it's not a flip card, you can play it for free. The reason I run this is because there are a lot of 5 energy costed cards that are the playmakers of the deck or the win conditions of the deck, so to be able to play those for free or for 2 energy is way nice. Like, it's definitely a goal of the deck. Next up is a personal favorite of mine, Body Breaker. 2 energy for Battle Mastery, so you choose one, you either get plus 300 B power or plus 4 damage. It definitely has been power crept by better cards, but I do like the versatility and the choice of this card, and that is why I opt to run it. Especially when I have access to it and I am using an Aurelus Bakugan. I mean, you might as well, it doesn't hurt, right? Next up, I do have a few Baku Gear in the deck, this one being a good choice, I think. Darkus Destroyers, 2 energy for plus 200 B power and plus 1 damage, as well as Shadow Strike. So being able to give any Bakugan Shadow Strike and it sticking onto the Bakugan for the rest of the game, unless this card is destroyed of course, is really strong, especially when you have Bakugan that are pumping that damage like Pinstatar or Tauronoid. 5 damage just base is really nice. So giving him Shadow Strike I thought would be a nice little combo. I do run a hero in the deck as well, that is 2 of Lightning. 2 energy, and when you open a Bakugan, it gets +3 damage. So, like I said, we're really stacking that damage in a turn, and as long as you open your Bakugan a free +3 after the initial cost is paid, you know, it's just nice. I really like it. Next up, we have another way to draw into the deck, you know, Pyrus Storm, 2 energy, you reveal the top 4 cards of your deck, you put 1 action, Baku Gear, Evo, and Hero card reveal this way into your hand, and the rest go on the bottom of the deck. So that's all it is, you know, just a way to draw into some of your different cards. The second Geogan of the deck is Talan, 2 energy for a B power of 1300 and 5 damage. So this one doesn't have Shadow Strike, unfortunately, but a low energy cost with a relatively high B power is nice, and the damage being at 5 matches the base of 2 of our Bakugan, and that is not to be ignored. I really like that. And it's a Flaming Fire Bird Phoenix, like, let's go, bird up. Next up, I have 2 more Baku Gear cards, and that is Burn Cutter. I use it a lot, and that's just because it is good. 3 energy, an armor rating of 1, gives 100 B power to a Bakugan, and then 5 damage. Don't want to cover that up with my fat thumb there, but yeah, giving something 5 damage that already has base power 5, or damage 5, so it has 10 damage is just really nice. Plus all the other cards that add damage. I don't mean to keep talking, but you know, damage, that is what you want to see in this deck. A way to get into those, again, those 5 cost cards, those higher costed cards in the deck. We do have 3 Song of Fire. This is a staple to all of my Pyrus decks, no matter what. 3 energy and you get 5 energy. So it bumps you up 2 turns on turn 3. It gives you access to a lot of plays. You either play a high cost card, a bunch of low costed cards, and combo them out for a huge strategy or a huge win. It is just a solid card all around. Then I do have some more reroll options with Shadow Dogs. 4 energy, you must reroll your Bakugan. If you open on the reroll, your Bakugan gets plus 400 B power and Victor, and opponent must discard 2 cards. So really nice if you do get the open and you do get the effect, but again, you just like to reroll, you like to have reroll options. It is a little high, but the B power is good for the outcome if you land it. Now we're going to get into the 5 drops that I was talking about before. Darkus Pyrus Pulverizer gives you plus 5 damage, and then you return it to your hand. It has Rapid Fire, so the next Rapid Fire card you play, excuse me, it has Rapid Fire, so the next Rapid Fire card you play is free. This is very nice. It does combo very well with Song of Fire, some of your other Rapid Fire cards even, to be able to just continuously loop. Really nice, and it does get some shenanigans going if you play it right. So, more rapid fire cards. We have Darkus Scion, 5 energy for plus 700 B power, so just a big B power buff. And then rapid fire, so the next rapid fire card you play is free. We do want as many rapid fire options as possible, so having the Darkus Bakugan in this deck definitely bumped up the rapid fire that was in my mono Pyrus Aurelus decks. So definitely a lot better having more rapid fire options there. Then for another rapid fire option is Lava Blade, 5 energy for an armor rating of 2, which gotta love armor rating. It gives 200 B power and 4 damage to a Bakugan. So not the highest buff, but again, rapid fire is really nice by the chance you get to play this for free. Or, you know, Song of Firing it on turn 3, being able to play this, followed by a Pulverizer or a Scion. That's what we're going for with this deck. You know, a lot of combos, a lot of different strategies. You have options. You definitely have options when playing this deck. Then we have the last Baku Gear card, Aurelian Accelerator. 6 energy, armor rating of 4. It gives 400 B power and 4 damage to your Bakugan. Very nice, nonetheless, really like it. Soaks up damage, nothing bad to say about it. Then we have Torch Horns, 6 energy for plus 1000 B power and Double Strike. It was a new card that I pulled with the Talan, so I did want to showcase it because it's new. Just gives me some variety to my decks. And then the final card, other than the flip cards and the last Geogan, we have the big boy Ghost Beast himself. 7 energy for a beat power of 3000, 5 damage, and he has built-in reroll. Don't know what Spinmaster was thinking when they made this Geogan. He is nasty, he is evil, and turboing him out with Song of Fire is nice. I definitely want to see the look on my opponent's face when I get that to happen. It will definitely be funny. But to finish up the deck profile, everyone, I don't want to take too much of your time out. You've seen all these flips before, so I'm just going to go through them. Crescent Darkus Nullifier, Pyrus Stopper Slam. Oh, it slammed alright. Swift Flame, Weapons of Darkus. Got 2 Golden Walls, a Burning Cloud, and finally a Shadow Breath. So that'll do it for today's requested deck profile. I hope everyone enjoyed the new intro along with everything else. Just a quick note, none of the logos or photos are mine, of course. That is all the property of Spinmaster, its associates, affiliates, and the original owners, as well as the music, effects, sounds, all of that. None of that is mine. Just trying to bring you all awesome content. Definitely 80% of you are not subscribed yet, so please consider subscribing. I'm working on making my content better so you all have a reason to, so do not let that go unnoticed. I will all see you for another deck profile tomorrow, but hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you next time. Bakugan Brawl!